You know a nigga stay ready.
That's right.
If it's war, then we pulling out the bows. Strictly for my niggas represent the stronghold. Better put your shield up when my arrows unload. Let's get one thing straight, blackjack will never fold. If it's war, then we pulling out the bows. Strictly for my niggas represent the stronghold. Better put your shield up when my arrows unload. Let's get one thing straight, blackjack will never fold. Feather in my hat like Jack. Pull a dart from my back and lay it up out flat. American on my map when the trap hop out. Catch a colonizer lacking, we gon' rip off his scalp and pull his eyeballs out. Send them back where they came from. My niggas stay dangerous. Pack their ass on the ship and send them back to England. If it's war, my niggas then line up. Only real niggas slide with us. Let's tribe up. If it's war, then we pulling out the bows. Strictly for my niggas represent the stronghold. Better put your shield up when my arrows unload. Let's get one thing straight, blackjack will never fold. If it's war, then we pulling out the bows. Strictly for my niggas represent the stronghold. Let them put your shield up when my arrows unload. Let's get one thing straight, blackjack will never fold. Solid gold, they goose, the black magic up a gold. I was told they labeled you a savage. Strictly for my niggas to slaughter a Babylon. Pull a sword from the stone, my nigga, the house of cards. Point out the battalions, I bet you I make change. By any method necessary, I bring pain. And if you got your peace pipe with you, then fire up. Only real niggas ride with us, we tribe up. Great day, welcome to the House of Cons. Tribe up with me one more time. Salute to indigenous American, seminal Indian in the house, salute. Hit me up in the chat, let me know where you at. Do me a favor, hit the like, subscribe, share the video. Share this video. This is a good video to share with your family and friends, my nigga. We're gonna try to keep it entertaining and keep it educational, of course. Hopefully somebody learns something new. But the title of this show, salute to everybody that's been supporting the house, you know, that's been hitting the like, watching the video, subscribing to the channel, man. I appreciate y'all on y'all humble serving, my nigga. We're looking at this thumbnail from a third eye point of view, and the title of the show is The Black American Tribe, They Hid From Us. At Shake in Effect. Salute to Shake in Effect. There's been several people using this title though. The same title I'm using. I didn't create the title. I don't know who created the title, but I saw it on several videos. But I noticed though that a lot of the videos that I saw it on, I don't know if everybody really know what the deal is. Like, salute to everybody that's been doing videos on the topic though, but it's some stuff that I like that people been doing, but I also see it's some stuff that need correcting. A 305 War Chief in the house, salute. And this title actually been trending. It's a trending title, and we're gonna do a review on Shake in Effect video. We ain't gonna look at this whole video because it's kind of long. I believe it's like over an hour long, but we're gonna look at some of it, and we're gonna review some of these other videos that's using the same title. Yeah, the Black American Tribe, They Hid From Us. I put that Shake in Effect in the title because I was hoping I catch his attention and he joined in on this live stream, because you know, I like his video, but it's some stuff that I saw what the brother was saying he might need a little bit of a little guidance on, and that's what we here for, Managa. We here anytime y'all notice, anytime the topic of what we on get the trending, I'm on it, you know, even if it's from people that's not really on this vibe. Like I don't think Shake in Effect is an indigenous channel, but he just happened to make a video with this topic. Now this thumbnail we use, y'all know this is all my work here. This is just one of my images I like to use often. You know, it's a painting of Columbus returning to Barcelona with a few of the quote unquote natives that he kidnapped from America. He kidnapped and enslaved. A lot of people don't know the slave trade in America started with Columbus. It started in 1492. You know, we often hear 20 and odd Negro, 16, 19. We're gonna get into that. We often hear that. We're gonna get into that. But I put some little images, some little stickers on top of this painting. This painting that was done quite some time ago. And I put I started to name this show something different. But when I saw Shaking Effect did this video, I was like, all right, I'm finna tag along on his video, see if I can get some views. He got a whole lot more subscribers than me. So I was thinking maybe I can get him and some of his subscribers' attention, and we can have a conversation about this topic, because it's a good topic. Salute to Shaking Effect and some of the other content creators that did something on this topic. But I got a piece of evidence on my thumbnail. I got a painting in the back. Yeah, I added something to the painting. I added that arrow and I added the N-word because I wanted to make sure people ain't miss it. You know what I'm saying? I know they wouldn't miss the N-word and that big old black N. You know what I'm saying? And that red arrow showing them exactly who Columbus kidnapped and brought back to Barcelona. And you know, all the people that's been on my channel, y'all know we done used this paint before. Well, we got, like I said, we're gonna review Shaking Effect video. We're gonna enact the fair use clause right now, fair use, and we're gonna check out what Shaking Effect was talking about. I believe he was down South America somewhere. Well, his title is "The Black American Tribe They Hid From Us," the same title I'm using. All right, so salute to Shaking Effects, fair use YouTube.
Ray, I'm only 5 hours away from Nacimiento. I'm super excited to get to go to somewhere that's very historical. You know, I'm like excited about it. From tomorrow, we're gonna work our way to Nacimiento and meet and get to see a location that's very iconic.
Okay, Nacimiento. Salute to the people of Nacimiento. I'm gonna pause it here and there because we are using fair use, but I don't want to just be playing long segments of his video without YouTube trying to flag it or copyright strike it. So we'll pause it here and there and give it a little commentary. Salute to Shaking Effect.
And a lot of history. That's like, so I'm super excited about this. So today I set on a journey to a place called El Nacimiento de los Negros. This is a historical town in northern Mexico.
Yeah, De los Negros. Y'all know we done did a live stream on De los Negros. Hit me in the chat if you remember we did the live stream on Gaspar Inca Managa and De los Negros when they defeated the colonizer and forced them to submit and forced them to recognize them as independent Negroes in the mountains. Yeah, y'all know about that. Y'all know we done did that.
Legacy.
Called them maroons. Called them escaped slaves. Yeah, y'all just tried to enslave them.
Seminals. The black Seminole tribe, they hid from us. Not many people know where this place is located or how to get there. But I decided to take the risk. First, I had to fly into Cancun, then from Cancun, another flight to Monterey Airport.
Shaking Effect, y'all watch his channel. That man got about 500,000 subscribers. Like, he a big time YouTuber. He a big timer. You know what I'm saying? Go on over there and subscribe to Shaking Effect. I think he got 444,000 subscribers. My nigga, this nigga here be just traveling, going there down where Shaking Effect got that bread. Hey, I'm trying to get big like Shaking Effect, my nigga. Hey, that boy got 444,000 subscribers. He just go where the hell he want to. He blog about it. He living the dream. He like it down there in South America. You know, they crying up down there in South America.
No offense.
All right,
but
let me skip the little commercial though.
18th century, many free black slaves and runaway slaves were found refuge with the Seminoles in Spanish Florida.
All right, we got to start right there.
So see, this is what I mean. Let's run it back. Listen to what he said again. And salute the shaking effect, but we gotta straighten out some stuff, bro. Cause there's some stuff you might not know, bro. He said something about escaped slaves.
Century, many free black slaves and runaway slaves were found.
Free black slaves. See, we gotta be correct. What's a free black slave? I thought a slave wasn't free. Did you mean free blacks? See, I mean shaking the fact, my nigga. I don't mean no harm, but you know we gotta. You kind of in our lane with this one, so it's only appropriate we review you. I hope you watch it, and I hope you join the chat. But it's no such thing as a free black slave. That's like saying a free inmate. You know, we gotta correct what we saying. And then you acting as if the black seminal is mixed with somebody. So we gotta correct that too, right off the top. I'm gonna play it one more time without interrupting.
Century, many free black slaves and runaway slaves were found refuge with the Seminoles in Spanish Florida, where slavery had been abolished in 1693. Together.
Okay, he say they find a refuge with the Seminoles, but did he know that the Seminoles were the people they was trying to enslave? I don't know if you know that, Shake. I don't know if you familiar with images like this one. I know you going with the 1619 slave trade narrative from Africa, but did you know this painting is from this painting is an image from 1493, but the painting was made before anyone on earth that was living today was alive even. Alright, let's go back to the lesson though. And you mentioned it as if the seminal is somehow mixed, but if you carefully inspect this image that we got on the screen, this thumbnail, you would see that the American Indian, the Indian from India Superior that Columbus kidnapped, and he took away from America, he took to Spain in 1493. You see, they were all Negro, all nappy head, at least all except for maybe one. One, she looks kind of fair skinned with a straighter hair. The one to the far right holding the blue bird. But you know our people got more than one phenotype, and we got several shades of brown all the way to the lightest, and we do have more than one hair texture. So still, I see a bunch of cons, and they didn't come from Africa. They were taken from America. And see, this is where history tries to get blurred by liars, but the evidence speaks for itself. We know Columbus didn't take any Africans from America to Barcelona when he returned a year later in 1493. He took American Indians. The picture is telling of who these Indians were. They were Negroes, but they were not Africans. They were American Indians. So there's no mixture that will make a person an Indian. We got to set these records straight.
Together they fought against European settlers who tried to expand into their homelands. However, in the early 19th century, the U.S. government began forcibly removing Native American tribes, including the Seminoles, to Indian Territory, present-day Oklahoma. From the time I arrived, I noticed not all black Seminoles who settled in Mexico were purely African descent.
See, let's stop right there. He said not all black Seminoles were purely of African descent. So he's basically saying pure Negro. So but he's using the word African. He's saying pure black, but he's using the word African. See, this is where the corruption comes in. The pure black. Not all pure blacks are African at all. This painting of image of Columbus carrying Indians back to Barcelona, Spain in 1493 proves that not all blacks are Africans. In fact, even this person he's showing that appears to be possibly mixed, that doesn't make him an Indian either. See, the corruption that's going on is what is you saying if somebody's pure black, so-called black with nappy texture, they automatically African. So we got to understand, we got to peep what he just said, and we got to break it down, and we got to bring the reality to it.
Day, Oklahoma. From the time I arrived, I noticed not all black Seminoles who settled in Mexico were purely
Not all black Seminoles who settled in Mexico were purely African descent. Shaking the fact, none of them were African descent. Salute.
You big dummy.
Checking the fact, you gotta come to the DJ booth, man. I hope you all watching the video. Hit the chat up, brother. None of them were African descent. Being so-called black don't make you African descent. We gotta get off the ignorance, and we gotta knock the brainwashing and indoctrination mentality.
African.
And we gonna prove what
we're
we saying in this live stream.
Both African and Native American roots, and their intermarriage that shaped their community. The blacks intermarriage. See, this is where the corruption is going in. Who got intermarried? Let's go back to the intro one more time. Who intermarried? I need to know who intermarried. Let's blow it up some. We got some female and some male American Indians depicted in this. And it's an image of a depiction from Indians of 1493 with Columbus, the very first slaver that ever came to America, so-called America, India Superior. So you're saying intermarried. So maybe the one bent over right here at the bottom, the first one with two feathers with his back turned, maybe he married the one holding the green bird. Maybe but her hair nappy too. Or maybe he intermarried the one with the blue, but she black as hell too. All of them right here black. And you got one right here with no feathers on, no nothing. He just nappy head as hell. I think it's a male. He got on look like croaker sacks. He came straight out of America. Not from Africa at all. Christopher Columbus went straight to America, so they say. And when he left America, he went straight to back to Barcelona. He ain't pick up no Africans on the way. He definitely ain't kidnapped no Africans from America. He kidnapped Indians. So I don't know anything about this intermixture. We got to get off that brainwashing hijack, believing that to be an Indian, you got to have some kind of straight hair or some kind of mixture. That is not true. That is the bald-faced lie. Seminoles who settled in Mexico are also known as Muskogos. They have a unique culture that's blended with African, Native American, and Mexican.
No. What's the see, they always say a culture blend with African, Native American, and Mexican. First off, Mexican culture is black culture, if you know about the ancient Mexica. So that's an oxymoron already, what you're saying. But you say mixed with African. What's the African culture? That's what I need to know. They always jump out there and say it's mixed with African culture, but nobody ever says what the African culture is. So you can't just tell me something has African culture without telling me what that African culture is that it has. Like I know in Africa, some of them tribes over there, they wear big old bones and stuff in their lip. Is anybody over here wearing the bones and stuff in their lip like that look just like African culture? I don't see it. What about anything else they doing? You can't just make up stuff and just run with a narrative and regurgitate stuff. You got to tell me what this African culture is. I don't see it. And you can't just say they skin color. That's very ignorant.
Dime algo de aquí, de ese lugar.
Can't say his language. He's speaking the colonized Spanish language.
Nacimiento, dime algo de nacimiento.
No, está bonito, Neko.
¿Está bonito? Sí, yo sé, está bonito. Ya sé, está bonito, pero dime algo que yo, por ejemplo,
I can see the European culture, his Spanish language. I can see that he's possibly mixed with European, and he's not mixed with Afro. The very fact that he's brown mean that he's mixed. He got some con in his blood from America. That man ain't mixed with no African. He probably mixed with a Spaniard. Some indigenous people that mixed with a Spaniard. He speaks Spanish because it's the lingua franca where he at. It's the colonized language where he at. Or he could possibly not even be mixed at all, except with black and blacker. Like I say, we do have several different phenotypes. just because he's speaking Spanish don't even mean he mixed with colonizer. His daddy could be a dark brother, like this one down here with an afro, with what they call an afro, a little bush, right? And his mama could be like the one holding the blue bird with a straighter hair, with a finer type of hair. So we can't even say that he mixed with colonizer just because his phenotype. You can't even say that because of the language he's speaking. I mean, this place has been colonized. So I don't see, you can't tell me Afro just because it's black and all this. That's African culture. That's ignorant, and there are no facts and evidence to back that up. A person's skin color is not evidence of their origin.
Yo soy de aquí y tú eres de aquí. Dime algo que yo puedo decirle a mis amigos que mira algo de nacimiento.
Lo que te puedo decir es que el 19 era, se pone
19.
19
Hay
junio.
mucha gente.
Que vengan a visitar.
So, yo necesito vuelva 19 de junio.
Sí, 19, y que vengan más.
Allá.
Más tú, más.
Y hay fiesta.
Alright. I don't know. I'm gonna skip some of that. I don't know. I play the play.
Yes,
I let it play. I'm gonna see
Allá.
what he got to say.
Mucha cerveza, mucha.
Ándale.
Él dice muchacha y escucha.
They're just doing a little shucking and jiving.
¿Cómo te llamas?
Adán.
Adán. ¿Y tú? ¿Usted? Blanca.
So those Adam and Blanca, those ain't African names. So I don't see where the Afro mixture in the culture is at.
Okay, soy
You
checo.
can't just say because of
placer.
their color.
Yo soy de Florida.
Ahorita llevamos ayuda Ramón
He
para
from
allá para
shaking
Florida.
effect from
Vamos.
Florida. Okay, I ain't no shaking effect from Florida.
Busca a Gertrudis Lucía en Florida.
Lucía.
Sí, Gertrudis Vázquez y Falcon y Lucía.
Ah, qué bueno.
See, that's what I mean. You know, these islands are very close to where I live, man. In Florida is where we live, man. It's like the neighborhood for real. That's like people gotta understand. Even when, I mean, all you gotta do is just look at the map. It's very close. It's closer by water than it is by road and by plane to some other places that's right here at home. So people gotta understand, like, you know, like how they are there in Nacimiento. They speaking to Florida. They're very familiar with Florida.
Bueno,
Ahí somos.
yo vivo allá, yo vivo al lado de Seminole.
Habla
Sí.
por nosotros para que estos negros se vayan.
He said they tried somebody. She said something about they tried to get the blacks to leave. You saw that shit? She said something about they tried to get the blacks to leave.
Well done.
Yeah, colonizer shit. They tried to get the blacks to leave. I saw that. She said something like that. Hold on, let me. I'm gonna run it back.
Led by John Horse.
Ok, soy checo, un placer. Yo
Pleasure to meet you.
soy de Florida.
I'm
Ahorita
from
llevamos ayuda
Florida.
Ramón para allá para Florida.
Vamos.
En Florida busca a Gertrudis Lucía en Florida.
Lucía.
Sí, Gertrudis Vázquez y Falcon y Lucía.
Ah, qué bueno.
Ahí somos.
Yo vivo allá, yo vivo al lado de Seminole.
Habla
Sí.
por nosotros para
Talk
que
to
estos
us to
negros
get
se
the
vayan.
blacks to leave.
Que vayan y vengan.
Somos familia, ah, qué bueno.
On Nagas to lead the ancestral
In
lands.
the mid 1800s,
Nagas to
a
fight
group
to the
of
death.
black Seminoles led by John Horse decided to escape the ongoing threat of re-enslavement and traveled to northern Mexico.
See, I don't even
There-
believe it was re-enslavement. Like I say, we done lessons over here. They came to enforce doom diverses. It was to initiate slavery, not to re-enslave. See, this another part of the hijack that people missing. They automatically saying you black and therefore you are African, so boom, you instantly a slave. If they see you on your ancestral land, you were Indian the whole time. But they say therefore, they say you are black, therefore you actually are African now. Even though it's nothing African about you. They say your skin color makes you African, therefore you doomed to slavery. That's why your ancestors fought against that. And they vehemently hated being called black or Negro.
There, they
Or
established
African.
a free settlement and helped defend against Apache and raiding parties. While also continuing to attract runaway slaves from the U.S., the Mexican government
What the runaway slaves look like? These ones that Columbus kidnapped and took to Barcelona. Those not Africans. Those are Indians. If these people run away, you gonna call them runaway Africans? Columbus took these people from America to Barcelona to show off to Isabella and the crown. If they escape, what they are, maroons now, they was never slaves. This was the attempt to enslave them. This was the initiation of the slavery.
Welcomed them, and the black Seminoles found a place where they could live without fear of being re-enslaved. They were called Muskogos by the local people.
We are almost there, man. So close I could taste it. So close, so close. All right, so let me get back in the taxi because he's waiting for me. So let me keep making it moving. There it is right here. You see that? El Nacimiento Tribu Negros Muskogos Seminoles.
The Negro is the Seminole. And what is the Muskogo? What's the Muskogo? The young lady holding the blue parrot? You want to call her a Muskogo? If they saw my sister, they probably call her a Muskogo. My sister beat one of their ass, man. My sister, she well, they would call her red bone. So what you gonna call her, a Muskogo? And my sister beat somebody's ass, they call her a funny name. And I'ma jump in.
Biatch.
So that's the sign right there.
What's up, guys? I just got dropped off from my taxi in Monterey. So right now I'm in Monterey. From Monterey, I'm only 5 hours away from Nacimiento, El Nacimiento. So I figured, let me just get a place to stay for one night, and then we start the journey early in the morning, man. So I'm kind of excited.
I like what he doing, you know what I'm saying? Brother getting out, having fun, moving around. I just wish he knew more about what it is about the indigenous American, the truth about it. He's seeing all these dark people here. He don't really understand why he think they escaped Africans and they done mixed with somebody, but he don't know that the Naga been here since the beginning of time. Like I said, he got a long video. I ain't gonna play the whole thing. It was another part I did want to play where he was talking to some other people, but I might not even play it because he got it's a blog type video. I mean, if you want to check the video out, go subscribe to his channel. Check in effect. He got 444,000. Maybe we can help him get to 500,000. We can help him get to 500,000. Brother doing this thing. I like what he doing. It's cool. But he talking about something that's in our lane, and I saw it. You know, he got this video he did. It got 179,000 views since 4 days ago. I don't got nowhere near them that type of airplay. So that's why I tag your ass, Shake in effect. Hey, Shake in effect, I tag your ass. I said, Naga, you getting a lot of airplay, Naga. I'm about to tag your ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to tag you in my video. You talking about what the House of Con be on? I say, oh, Shake in effect. Hey, don't get mad, but we gotta straighten you out. We gotta straighten out some of the stuff you're talking about, and we about to do that. But salute the Shake in effect in this video, y'all. Go check it out. Because, you know, we always hear about the intermixture and escaped slaves, but we never hear about how slavery really started. Slavery didn't start with Africa and America. Columbus came here and took Indians from here and made them slaves. We always hear the story 20 and odd Negroes. We always hear that little goofy story, 16, 19, 20 and odd Negroes, but we rarely hear about the 25 Negroes that Columbus put before, the 25 and odd Negroes that Columbus took before the crown and paraded them, telling them, look at these exotic people I got from America. And we looking at a depiction of it right now. And we done use this depiction over and over, but we gonna make it all make sense, because like I say, the evidence speak for itself. And I know some people are unaware of what the truth is, so this is where we have to come in to play our part. But salute to the people that don't know. 20 and odd Negroes. See, this is what we've been told. Those 20 and odd Negroes were the first enslaved Africans, and we know we find out that's even a lie. They wasn't even Africans. Those 20 and odd from 1619 wasn't even Africans. They was Nagas from down there, nigga, Veracruz, Mexico. Nagas wasn't even Africans. what does 20 and odd mean? 20 and odd Negroes, an excerpt from a letter. They tried to change it to 20 and odd Africans. It never said Africans whatsoever. It said 20 and odd Negroes. An excerpt from a letter from John Rolfe to Sir Edwin Sandys, 1619, 1620. In this excerpt from a letter to Sir Edwin Sandys, treasurer of the Virginia Company of London, the Jamestown colonies, John Rolfe describes events in the Virginia colony. These include the first meeting of the General Assembly, a murder trial, and a controversy involving the Indian language interpreter, Captain Henry Spelman. He also notes the arrival of 20 and odd Negroes. Then he say the first Africans took. See the hijack? The first Africans. This is a lie. In Virginia, when we know Virginia is the stronghold of the Negro, but not Africans though. So Pete, what they saying? Talking about 20, even when they say 20 odd Negro, the first Africans, all the Negroes that was already in Virginia was not Africans.
You big dummy.
They was not. So, but we know these 20 and odd wasn't either. We done debunked that. In greater detail, he recounts a visit to Jamestown by Potawatomi elder Lapassus Japazals, who in 1613 had been responsible for delivering Ross' since deceased wife Pocahontas into the hands of Captain Samuel Argyle. So the first red flag that you should notice off this letter is they ain't talking about nothing but Indian stuff. They talking about an Indian interpreter, a murder trial. They said a murder trial. Events in the Virginia colony include the first meeting of the General, a murder trial, a controversy involving the Indian language interpreter. Then they jumped to 20 odd Negroes and they tried to throw in Africans. And then they went right back to Indians in the greater Potawatomi. All this Indian talk that you slid in African because you had to mention Negroes. These Negroes is Indians. Now, that's the first red flag we gotta notice. They ain't in here talking about Timbuktu or Zimbabwe. They ain't talking about nothing that went down in Africa in this whole damn letter. The only thing they try to call is your black ass an African because you black. They enforce slavery on you to say you automatically supposed to be enslaved. And they talk about who in 1630 had been responsible for delivering Ross' since deceased wife Pocahontas. They talking about Pocahontas, the Powhatan, and Negroes. And gonna try to convince you that it's African. You gotta see deep. Honored, page 241. Honored sir, studying with myself and this is the stuff we just read is what these historians saying. This not even what John Rolfe said, but down here supposed to be what he said if it ain't been edited. Honored sir, studying with myself what service I might do you, as a token of my grateful remembrance for your many favors and constant love showed me, as well in my absence as when I was present with y'all. I could not at this time devise it better than to give y'all notice of some particulars, both of our present state and what happened since the departures of the Diana. And though I am well assured you will be satisfied herein more fully by our governor, yet I desire your kind acceptance of this my poor endeavor. Presently, after Diana had her dispatch Sir George Yeardley, according to a commission directed unto him, and the Council of State caused burgesses to be chosen in all places who met at James City, where all matters therein contained were debated by several committees and approved, and likewise such other laws enacted as were held expedient and requisite for the welfare and peaceable government of the Commonwealth. Captain Martins Burgess for his platoon were not admitted to this assembly. The reasons I am assured you shall receive from our governor, who sent us home a report of all those proceedings, page 242. All right, so this long, I don't know if we're gonna read it all. I got a lot to cover. But this is old. I know he ain't called nobody no African in here. Let's see if we can get to the part where he talking about the 20 odd Negroes. A Dutch, okay, about the latter end of August. A Dutch man of war of the burden of 160 tombs arrived at Point Comfort. The commander's name, Captain Joe, Irish pilot for the West Indies. One, Mr. Marmaduke, an Englishman. They met with the treasurer in the West Indies and determined to hold consort ship Heatherwood, but in their passage lost one the other. He brought not anything but 20 and odd Negroes, which the governor and Cape Merchant bought for victuals, whereof he was in great need, as he pretended, at the best and easiest rates they could. He had a large and ample commission from his excellence to range and to take purchase in the West Indies. So he didn't mention Africa. He just saying the West Indies and Negroes. See what I mean? This is what John Rolfe supposedly wrote. He ain't speak of Africa nowhere in here. I done read it all. You can read it for yourself. He not said one time nothing about Africa, let alone getting the Negroes from Africa. It's the West Indies, spelled with a Y sometime. All over here, the West Indies, West Indies, West Indies, West Indies. Nothing came from Africa, not even the 20 odd Negroes in 1619. But that ain't even the point we making tonight. That ain't even the point we making tonight. The point we making tonight in 1619 ain't even nothing to trip about. 1619 ain't even nothing to trip about. The point we making tonight is that the real time is before 1492, Manaka. 20 and odd Negroes. How about 25 and odd Negroes, Manaka? In 1492, before 1619, who Columbus kidnapped. The Indians he kidnapped from America, the nappy-headed Naga Indians he kidnapped from America, enslaved, and took to Spain. It wasn't no running up and kidnapping in Africa. The kidnapping and enslaving was done right here in America since Columbus came in 1492, the very first trip. And we got proof to back up what we talking about. Unlike they don't have no proof about this African slave ship theory. Ain't got one slave ship. We got plenty of proof of what we talking about. After spending more than 1 week in Portugal, Columbus set sail for Spain. He arrived back in Palos on the 15th of March, 1493, and later met with Ferdinand and Isabella in Barcelona to report his findings. You know, they told us he was trying to go to Hindustan and get herbs and spices. He ain't have no herb and spice jars. This Naga ain't have no Hindi interpreter. This Naga had a Hebrew interpreter because he know the American Indians spoke Hebrew, and he know he was going to the Indies, the West Indies, if you want to call it that, but just the Indies. He knew exactly where he was going. And he stole some of the Indians out the Indies, enslaved them, and took them back a year later to Spain. Voyages of that's Wikipedia. Let's scroll down some more. How many natives did Columbus take back to Spain? He also kidnapped several Native Americans, American Indians, Indians from the Indies, between 10 and 25. Oh, I thought you was talking about 20 odd Negroes from 1619. You ain't say nothing about the 25 and odd Negroes from 1492. Why you ain't mention the 25 odd Negroes from 1492? What's all this fake 1619 shit? We talking about 127 years later. You talking about 16, that's 127 years after Columbus. Columbus long gone. These knockers and feathered up that he stole and kidnapped. Just like the stories they told you was supposed to be out of Africa. He kidnapped right out of America and enslaved them. Tricked them. You know how they told you they tricked them on the ship? That's what they did to the Indians. Tricked them to get on the ship. Then he pulled off with them and took them to Spain. They told you the story backwards as hell. They say he kidnapped several Native Americans between 10 and 25 to take back to Spain. Only 8 survived. Oh, how did the 8 that survived look? Man, I tell y'all we undefeated this for a reason, y'all. I tell y'all we undefeated this for a reason. Can't nobody touch us on this history because they don't put 2 and 2 together. Quiet Storm Sean in the house. Salute. Old McDonald in the house. Salute. Tribe up. I tell you they can't touch us because they don't even know about the only 8 that survived. And how many we got right here? 1 little, 2 little, 3 little Indian, 4 little, 5 little. I see 5. Maybe they done whip the other 3 and put them in shackles already. I don't know. I see 5 on the image. I see 5 little knockers. They tell us only 8 survive. Only 8 survive. Columbus reports on his first voyage, 1493. Oh yeah, that's what it is. 1493. There you go. First voyage, huh? The first voyage, the very first voyage. He found Negroes. He had to report about it. On August 5th, 1492, Columbus set sail for Spain to find an all-water route to Asia. That is a lie. Who said that? Columbus never said that. Columbus ain't say he was looking for no all-water route to Asia. He ain't say he was looking for no herbs and spices. Columbus left with some slave ships. And he said and some Hebrew interpreters said he was looking for niggas and he was looking for India Superior. If you read what he said, he was looking to, he was trying to get the Holy Land. He was trying to recover the Holy Land and find Jerusalem. That's what Columbus said. These historians is lying. They always jumping out the window with a lie right away, talking about a water route to Asia. That is the biggest, stupidest lie in the world. That's the biggest hoax in the world. That's bigger than landing on the moon hoax. On October 12, more than 2 months later, Columbus landed on an island in the Bahamas that he called San Salvador. The natives called it Guanahani. For nearly 5 months, Columbus explored the Caribbean, particularly the inlands of Guana, Cuba, and Hispaniola, San Domingo, no Haiti, Managa, ancient Haiti, not no Saint Domingo. And some of these Nagas, that's where he got them out of, Haiti, Managa. Before returning to Spain, he left 39 men to build a settlement called La Navidad in present-day Haiti. And how many of them natives? He took 25 odd Negroes out of Haiti. He left 39 men to build a settlement in Haiti. And what he took? 25 odd Negroes away and only 8 survived. Yeah, they do look like some Asians. My brethren in Haiti. It's a posse name, my niggas. Boom shakalaka. It all make plenty sense to me. Plenty sense. He also kidnapped several Native Americans, American Indians, American Negroes, between 10 and 25 odd Negroes, to take back to Spain. Only 8 survived. Columbus brought back small amounts of gold as well as native birds and plants to show off the richness of the continent he believed to be India. India Superior. See, Columbus was standing on that's India Superior. He brought back the gold, the birds, and the Nagas to prove it. Columbus said, Naga, I found India. Columbus ain't never said he accidentally found something else. Y'all done tried to remix and change names up and do all this goofiness. Columbus said he found the Indies, and he brought back proof. He ain't bring back no herbs and spices and nobody that speak Hindu. He brought back some Indians, the lost tribe of Jacob, and they were speaking Hebrew. And he brought them in a nappy head as hell. And it was not from Africa. Let's get that straight. HSV Overwatch in the house. Salute, tribe up. Boom shakalaka. Let's get that straight. They was not from Africa. These 25 odd Negroes and only 8 survived. They were straight out the stronghold of 80. Them Nagas, salute to my Nagas in 80, man. I hope they whoop the Kenya's ass, man. Liberty or death, my Naga. They got beef with Haiti for a reason ever since Columbus. They say only 8 survived, man. They brought back small amounts of gold as well as native birds and plants. Yeah, we see them. We see the gold, the birds. We see the birds. Naga got plants, tobacco. Naga got tobacco right there. That Naga got tobacco. You see that Naga? Naga got pearls. Naga got pineapples. Naga got birds. So, I mean, it add up. It add up. And the Naga nappy head as hell. That Naga cookie bush. That Naga got it. That Naga there. That Naga there. You can't tell me about nobody that's a red man. They call us N-words too. We sit around and call each other the N-word. Okay, you got to be mixed to be a seminal. No, check in effect. You wrong, my brother. Being mixed don't make you an Indian or a seminal. You know what make you be an Indian or a Seminole or Indian all or from the Indies at all?
Darkness, everybody! Everyone, darkness is spreading!
Even though we do got lighter skin brothers and sisters like my sister. We got to get this stuff clear about this intermixture and stuff. No, they just say you look like an African. They say you supposed to be a slave. You wasn't never a slave. They say, oh, they go an African. When Columbus arrived back to Spain on March 15, 1493, he immediately wrote a letter announcing his discoveries to King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella, who had helped finance his trip, so they say. I heard the synagogue of Satan helped. The letter was written in Spanish and sent to Rome, where it was printed in Latin by Stephen Plant. Plant mistakenly see, they always talking about mistakenly. They had like it was just making so many mistakes. That's a hijack. You trying to hide something. It wasn't no mistake. It was intentionally. See, when they ever say mistakenly, I always see intentionally. Plank intentionally left Queen Isabella's name out of the pamphlet's introduction, but quickly realized his error and reprinted the pamphlet a few days later. The copy shown here is the second corrected edition of the pamphlet. The way I said it sound more interesting and more real. Plank talking about mistakenly. Plank purposely left Queen Isabella's name. See what I'm saying? That shit sound more real the way I said it, man. I be seeing through these people, man. People be lying all the time, man. I know we live in a world full of lies. I am the lie deceptor. I'm the lie interceptor. You lie to me, I'm gonna catch your ass. Don't be lying to me, I'm gonna catch your ass. You might just tell me the truth. I ain't gonna even get mad. I love it when people tell me the truth, even if I don't like it. Tell me the truth even if I don't like it. Don't lie to me. I hate that worse. Cause I'm gonna intercept that shit. Your ass lie to me. I'm a lie detector. I'm a living lie detector. Let me stop there to get back to the lesson though. He talking about he realized the copy shown. The Latin printing of this letter announced the existence of the American continent, the Indies, throughout Europe. See, I thought so if he was looking for a water route to so-called Hindustan or Asia, why he running back announcing the discovery of America? See, it don't add up. See, he telling on himself. Columbus never said he was looking for no. This what these historical liars. Columbus never said he was looking for no route to Asia. He never said he was looking for herbs and spices. He said he was looking for the Holy Land. He was looking for the Indies. He took a Hebrew interpreter because he knew that's what they spoke. He was looking for the lost tribes and the gold. He was looking for the cities of gold. The Latin printing of this letter announced the existence of the American continent throughout Europe. I discovered many islands inhabited by numerous people. Suppose you discovered something that was already full of numerous people, huh? You discovered something full of numerous people, but you turn around and you try to say, oh, those numerous people are Africans. They supposed to be slaves. How'd they get here? And they got some of our people today. You big dummy. Sitting around talking about how Nagas got here. Naga, you been here since creation. Talking about Nagas mixed with somebody to be an Indian. Naga, you don't know the half. You don't know the half, my Naga. Only it was a chosen few, my Naga. Only 8 survived. You know, we ain't big. We ain't got 500,000 subscribers over here. Only a chosen few. We ain't even got 5,000. Only 8 survived, my Naga. The chosen few. He discovered me. I thought you was looking for spices in the herbs and spices, and they folks be lying. But all these lies they stumble over themselves. That what make it so funny. Cause it's like my grandma used to say, you can't be lying, cause boy, you gonna have a whole bunch of lies, and somebody gonna pick it apart. I took possessions of all of them. How you took possessions of all the islands full of numerous people. For our most fortunate king, by making public proclamations, stole the land and unfurling his standard. No one making any resistance, Columbus wrote. I'm stealing the land and the people. I'm gonna steal the land and the people and enslave them. And later on, the hijack gonna tell them they Africans now. And tell them to go back to Africa where they never came from. Call them Afro-Americans, Afro-Brazilians, Afro-Haitians, Afro this and that. And then they'll think House of Khan's the one crazy. Anyway, the Latin printer, I discovered many inhabited islands and I stole all of them and enslaved the people. In addition to announcing his momentous discovery, Columbus left. And see, this is why they tell you some fake ass 1619 lie. They want to distract you from the truth of what Columbus came and did in the very beginning of slavery in America was kidnapping black Indians, Managa. No Africans. They wanted to discard you, and you got the nerve, you got the unmitigated gall to think they all of a sudden stopped kidnapping and enslaving Indians and went to get Africans. Why the hell would you go to get Africans when the Indians looking like this?
You big dummy.
Boom shakalaka.
I don't be fooling around. I tell the truth.
Somebody please explain to me, why would you kill all the Indians if they look like this and go across to get Africans that look just like them enslaved? When the truth is, what you hide, you don't never talk about all the slaving Columbus did, because Columbus ain't enslaved no Africans. You want to throw the hijack off. You want to say, oh, the first Negroes was in 1619. No. Talk about the Negroes Columbus enslaved in 1492. Like I said, we already debunked your 1619. We know those was Indians too. There was no reason to stop enslaving Indians and go get Africans all of a sudden. Stop the bogus lies. In addition to announcing his momentous discovery, Columbus' letter also provides observations of the native people's culture and lack of weapons, noting that they are destitute of arms, which are entirely unknown to them, and for which they are not adapted, not on account of any bodily deformity, for they are well made, but because they are timid and full of terror, writing that the natives are fearful and timid, guileless and honest. Columbus declares, look, see, they so dishonest in Europe. They roll up on some Nagas that ain't got nothing to lie about, and they still dishonest with us to this day. Picture that. Why they lie, Blackjack? Why would they lie? Man, get your ass out of here. Columbus declares that the land could easily be conquered by Spain, stolen by Spain, and the natives might become Christians like your grandma, and inclined to love our king and queen and princess and all the people of Spain. Damn. Damn. I mean, the work doing itself. I'm just reporting it. I ain't gotta make nothing up. It all go together good. All these different sources. Christopher Columbus, look at the cover up now. All of a sudden, see, look what the History Channel doing. I'm finna show y'all the hijack. Now let's talk about the hijack. Hey, Shahsan in the house, salute. Look what the hijack saying now. Now you was never taught this in school. They know what's going on, the Great Awakening. Christopher Columbus likely transported the first Africans to the Americas in the late 1490s. They lied. Wait a minute, I thought it was 1619. 20 Negroes. Now somebody on the History Channel, what is this? They talk about Christopher. Wait a minute, now you got to make a trip to Africa up now. When did Christopher Columbus go to Africa? Before or after he came to America? See, they burying themselves in the hole, man. They burying themselves in the hole, man. They burying themselves in the hole. When you look at this, somebody all of a sudden, when was this article? Christopher Columbus likely transported the first Africans to the Americas in the late 1490s on his expedition to the islands of Hispaniola, now Haiti. They trying to explain why so many niggas down there. Their exact status, whether free or enslaved, remains disputed. Look at that, talking about remains disputed. This is funny, man. This is funny. They playing a cleanup game. That's from 2019. But the timeline fits for what we know of the origins of the slave trade. Damn, when they talk that, when I ain't never heard this one, y'all. Who first brought slaves to America? You mean who first took slaves from America? Let's get the record straight. When was the first slave ship sent? When the first Columbus had the first slave ship sent to America was Columbus ships. But they was empty. They was empty except for the colonizers that was on it. The Nagas they had on it was a Spanish Naga like Pedro Nino who spoke Hebrew. That Naga was free. He wasn't no slave. The slave quarters was empty. You know what I'm saying? They came to get some. They came to America to pick up some. They said, yeah, the first slave ship's coming with us. And we'll bring a few back. In 1492, not no 16, 19, 25 and odd. Only 8 survived. Hey, you talking about he a new elbow? Nah, I ain't no new elbow, brother. I'm an old elbow, brother. I'm original con, my naga. Everything original over here. The foundation, my naga. You can check the resume. We got a whole lot more material than some of your favorite creators, my naga. And we exposing. We the real discoverers over here in the House of Cons. Salute to the House of Cons, my naga's over here. Everybody know we made the real discoveries out around here. Christopher Columbus ain't discovered nothing. Some of y'all favorite creators ain't discovered nothing. Blackjack done discovered a whole lot of shit. Peep the resume. We ain't new to the game. We true to it. We run back over old stuff for the newbies that come over here though. Because like in the teaching moment, like, you know, people that know me, they know, you know, Blackjack was a real college instructor. And I know about teaching. I was trained to do it. I got a degree in it. So I know about teaching. Sometimes you got to regurgitate old information and you got to freshen it up and make it new again. Because every year you get new students. See, one thing about being a teacher, every year you get a new group of guys. New group of guys and girls. So it becomes repetitive. You just get better at doing it. Stuff I taught 2 years ago, even about this, I can teach it better now. Letter from Christopher Cologne. Cologne, huh? Now I got a fake name on you, huh? Columbus. I ain't gonna read this letter. We're gonna keep it popping on with the show though, but we're just trying to prove a few points. Because we know slavery began with Columbus, but they trying to flip it now. They trying to say he brought some Nagas from Africa. He took some Nagas from America. It was some more down here. How Columbus created the slave trade. Let's talk about it. They don't talk about it. They want to throw you off. They want to tell you 1619. Lars Boogie in the house. Anthony Barnett in the house. And Wale in the house. Salute. They want to tell you 1619. They don't want you to study Columbus. They want you to, they want to tell you some fake ass story. Columbus was looking for somewhere else. He went west looking for east. Because he went west looking for east. He took a couple slave ships with him. Even though he was looking for herbs and spices, he didn't have no Hindu interpreter. But he was supposed to be going to Hindustan. And he had a Hebrew interpreter. They tell you that story and they move right on along to 16. They jump from that to, and it's funny because they jump from that to 1619. You notice that? They jump from 1492 straight to 1619. Like nothing ain't happening in between and all. This is just like ridiculous how I taught in the educational system, so I know how ridiculous it is. You know what I'm saying? I take it from me personally. I know how ridiculous it is. I taught in it. How Columbus created the slave trade. That's why they don't like the internet and YouTube, because we the new truth givers. The truth givers ain't gonna be at school, at your church, and all this old goofy places. Not even on your favorite cable TV shows and on the news. it's gonna be knockers on the internet that ain't got nothing to lose and everything to gain. And that's bringing it from a different point of view. Coming through the side door with it. Blackjack be coming through the patio door with it. Noticing what others don't notice. Christopher Columbus sent as many as 5,000 slaves, huh? On his second journey, some sources said he had 550. In 1498, there was a rebellion. He probably sent more than, he probably sent 50,000. You know, these numbers they throw at us, I take them with a grain of salt. The real legacy of Christopher Columbus slavery. Why they don't want to teach you about the American Indian slave trade? Why they always try to tell you about some fake ass African slave trade and they don't have no African slave ships? They never want to tell you about the Indian slave trade, especially with Columbus being involved. Why? Because the Indians look like this. They don't want you to say, wait a minute. If the Indians look like that, am I really an ADOS? Am I really African American? They don't want you putting two and two together saying, wait a minute. If you were slaving these people, what made me think you went to Africa and got anybody? This is why they don't teach you about this. And take you to 1619. Lying their ass off. The real legacy of Christopher Columbus, slavery. What happened to the natives that Columbus brought back to Spain? Columbus and his crew searched and searched for gold to no avail. So they filled their ships with something else they could sell. People. Of the 500 Tainos they took, selected because they were the strongest and healthiest specimens, 200 died on the voyage to Spain. Many more died once they had been sold into slavery. Yeah, they died because your bloodline ain't built to be over there in the eyes of the Gentiles. In the Old Testament, they told you don't go there. Why you think they gotta shoot your blood up with stuff for you to even go over to them places? Because you don't fit in over there. Why you think they gotta get injected and shot up with stuff when they come over here? They done brought their little C-19 over here. That came from the eyes of the Gentiles. Indigenous Peoples Day, Christopher Columbus did not annihilate the Taino. No, plenty of Tainos still here. They look just like you and I. The real ones do. You got fake ones claiming to be. Why did Columbus send slaves to Spain? Yeah, he sent. Were they Africans? Nope. They was American Indians. They was Tainos. Christopher Columbus believed that Indians would serve as a slave labor force for Europeans, especially on the sugarcane plantations of the western coast of North Africa. You send American Indians to the coast of North Africa. I thought you brought Africans over here. Convinced that the Taino Indians of the Caribbean would make ideal slaves, he transported 500 to Spain in 1495. What happened to the 39 people Columbus left when he returned to Spain on his first voyage? How many natives did Columbus bring back? What happened to them 39 people? Y'all know what happened to 39 people Columbus left down there in Haiti? What happened to the men that Columbus left behind? The men who Columbus left behind on his first voyage were in a fort, La Navidad, which Columbus and his crews built on one of the Caribbean islands out of the wreckage of the Santa Maria, Columbus flagship, which hit rocks and sank. Yeah, what happened to them though? You know what happened to them? They did them in. disease did the Taínos have? Why did Spain reject Columbus? Who brought the first slaves to America? No, who brought the first slaves from America? Before any slave was brought to America, slaves were taken from America. And the slaves that came to America were indentured slaves, them other colored slaves. How do we know that some people of African descent were not slaves in Spain's American colony? They were, see, they know they was black. See, they say, how do we know they were not Africans? They will know they were Indians. The history say they were Indians. They was black. You want to call them Africans? These are questions people are asking. Who were the Native Americans before Columbus? What nationality was Columbus? Who actually discovered America? What was America called before America? Is Christopher Columbus Italian and Spanish? Were the Moors in the Americas before Columbus? Look at these questions people asking. Well, who invited these black people to Columbus? I don't know what that is. Columbus and the Negro. They're talking about Pedro Niños, the Spanish interpreter. So Columbus had slave ships. Don't believe the hype. Think Columbus was out here going to Hindustan looking for herbs and spices in the short around the age. Don't believe that hype. He didn't take no Kung Fu man for interpreter. He didn't take no Hindu interpreter. He didn't take none of that. He took Hebrew interpreter that can talk with the Indians and the real Indies. Because Hindustan wasn't even India in 1492 and 1493. That place was called Hindustan. It wasn't even called India. That was a later on hijack. Santa Maria had a single deck and 3 small masts. The other ships of the Columbus expedition were the smaller caravel type ships. The Santa Clara, one particular ship, sailed for 46 years and was remembered as La Niñas, the girl, and La Pinta, the painted. See, in 1492, when the whole slave trade started, Columbus running up in here getting niggas, they got the name of the ship and all. They ain't got none of that bullshit talking about the African slave trade, all them fake ass shit they give you, wasn't even no slaves, all that fake ass bullshit they giving you. They go to real slave ships right here. From day one. The name of them and all, tell you all about them. How many slave ships Columbus brought to America? How many empty slave ships Columbus brought to America to steal niggas? 3 ships. Columbus, at the first time, we're talking the first time, Columbus set sail from Spain in 3 ships, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria, on August 3rd, 1942. 1492, not 1492. Italian explorer Christopher Columbus started his voyage across the Atlantic Ocean with a crew of 90 men in 3 ships. He had 30 men for each ship. The Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. He left from Palos de la Frontera. Yeah, he was putting about 500 Nagas on all them ships. What happened to Columbus' 3 ships? The remains of the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa have proven elusive despite decades of searching. In 2014, it was reported that the wreck of the Santa Maria has been located. How many ships did Columbus take on his 4th voyage? He had 4 ships this time. He said, "Oh, it's plenty Nagas over there." He say, "Them 3 ships, man, we brought back a lot of Nagas." He said, "But this time we're gonna need 4 ships." He said, "There's plenty more Nagas to go over there." He said, "Who needs to go to Africa?" He like, "We need more ships to take to America." He said, "We got to make room for some of these white people. We got to say all those Nagas over there. We got to get rid of them. Why the hell would we bring more Nagas? Why would we get rid of them Nagas and then go to Africa and bring some Nagas who we say look just like them, but they say they don't look like them, to grow their crops that the Africans don't know nothing about? All the crops that we was growing in slavery was Indian crops. Tobacco, yeah, we know about the tobacco Indians. Sugar cane. We wasn't growing nothing that Africans grow in the slave trade. We wasn't growing nothing that Africans grow. We need 4 ships this time. On May 11, 1502, Christopher Columbus set out on his 4th and final voyage to the New World. with a fleet of 4 ships. His mission was to explore uncharted areas to the west of the Caribbean in hopes of finding a passage to the Indies. He was trying to get up to North America, India Superior. He was still trying to get to India Superior, which he was already there. The Caribbean is part of India Superior. He was trying to get to the mainland. You know, he was always talking about the mainland. Who gave Christopher Columbus ships? Who gave that Naga ships? Queen Isabella refused Columbus at first. Later, King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella gave Columbus 3 ships, a crew of about 90 men and some money. The 3 ships were the Nina, Pinta, and Santa Maria. Look what's in the search. Now y'all see what we talking about, but look what's popping in the search. I know they listening to us and they understanding what we on. What was India called in 1492? How that end up in the search? We talking about Columbus taking Negroes back to Spain, and somebody putting 2 and 2 together. Wait a minute, Columbus still looking for a route to the Indies. He getting Negroes. He ain't bringing back no spices. He got a Hebrew interpreter. Wait a minute. Where was India in 1492? Is it where we think we was at? Nope. That was called Hindustan in 1492. When Columbus say he was looking for India, the place that you think is India with the people with the red dot on their forehead, the Hindus, that place that you think is India was called Hindustan when Columbus was looking for India Superior. 14 and they didn't know about India Superior in 1492. They didn't know about the so-called New World. So in their known world in 1492, there was no country called India over on their part of the world. It was only Hindustan in the east. There was no East India. There was only Hindustan. Instead, that country was called Hindustan. Why are they asking that in this search about Christopher Columbus fleet of warships? Because they know he wasn't looking for no herbs and spices. They know he wasn't looking for no Hindustan. They know he ain't had nobody on his ship that spoke Hindi. Your lies are easily toppled. You didn't think Naga. See, what you colonizers took for granted is that it was some Nagas out here that like to read, that enjoy learning, and that don't mind investigating over and over again. You don't know this is my favorite subject in life. You don't know this is my favorite hobby. I got a whole lot of hobbies too. I got more hobbies than most people. But this just happened to be my favorite one. And you really don't understand what kind of Naga you dealing with. Really don't understand. Columbus had all them slave ships. All them slave ships. Talking about 20 odd Negroes in 16. How about 500? How about 5,000 odd Negroes in 1492 and 1495? What about that story? Everybody want to know where these images come from. Here it is. The Spanish monarchs received Columbus. You know they done whitewashed and redid it so many times. But let's see about the man that made the one we're looking at. Here it is. The Spanish monarchs received Columbus in Barcelona after the first voyage poster. This is what we're looking at. This is what we're getting our imagery from, right? The Spanish monarchs received Columbus when he returned in 1493 after his first voyage. He returned to Barcelona, Spain, and he kidnapped a whole lot of Indians and only 8 survived, and he showed them off to the crown. Product details. The Spanish monarchs received Columbus in Barcelona after his first voyage, posted by Ramon Pugatti. Our posters are produced on acid-free paper, blah, blah, blah. Design details. The Spanish monarchs received Columbus in Barcelona after his first voyage. Pugatti Ramon, 1820 to 1903. So Pugatti Ramon lived to be 83 years old. He died in 1903. Pugatti Ramon died in 1903. That is 121 years ago. Pugatti Ramon made this painting and died before anyone that's on earth today was even born. Nobody on earth 121 years old. The oldest person on earth is 116. When Pagari told you Nagas that the Indian was you, ain't nobody on earth today was even living. Hey man, I'm Blackjack, man. This House of Cards, man. We ain't playing no games with them, man. You really can't F with us on this. We're really undefeated. Ain't nobody connecting the dots like us, y'all. Tribe up, y'all. We out. Peace.
You know a Naga stay ready.
That's right.
If it's war, then we pulling out the bows. Strictly for my Nagas represent the stronghold. Better put your shield up when my arrows unload. Let's get one thing straight. Blackjack will never fold. If it's war, then we pulling out the bows. Strictly for my Nagas represent the stronghold. Better put your shield up when my arrows unload. Let's get one thing straight. Blackjack will never fold. Feather in my hat, blackjack. Pull a dart from my back and lay a up out flat. American on my map when the trap pop out. Catch a colonizer lacking, we gon' rip off his scalp and pull his eyeballs out. Send them back where they came from. My Nagas stay dangerous. Back their ass on the ship and send them back to England. If it's war, my Naga then line up. Only real Nagas slide with us. Let's try.